What is good, YouTube? Electro J here, and welcome back to a brand new video. As you read by the title, I will be ranking all 13 episodes of Harley Quinn Season 2. So if you guys saw a few days ago, I did a video where I ranked all the episodes of Season 1, and I said I would be doing it once I'm done watching Season 2. I finished watching Season 2 yesterday, and I have my paper here of all the episodes, and I have them ranked, so yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, and before we get into the ranking, I just want to say, in my honest opinion, I think Season 1 is the better season because it followed one consistent story, and it was Harley trying to make a name for herself / trying to get into Legion of Doom. Perfect. That's a straight story that we can follow. But in Season 2, the first half of the season is about Harley trying to take down the Injustice League, and then the second half is about Harley and Poison Ivy's relationship turning into a romantic one, and the Ivy and Kite Man wedding. And Season 2 was kind of jumbled up into different things. I definitely didn't like as some of the characters in Season 1 as much as I did in Season 2. But if I decide to do a tier list video of all the characters, I'll do it. I'm probably going to do it, but I'll leave that for probably Saturday or something. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get to it. So, coming in at last place, coming in as my least favorite episode of Harley Quinn Season 2, we have Episode 5, Batman's Batman. So, this was the episode where we saw Bruce Wayne return, we saw Alfred, we saw Lucius Fox, we basically saw how this whole episode is a Batman episode. It's a Batman episode relating to how Bruce Wayne wants to get back out and fighting, but Alfred is rejecting him, telling him not to. And I put this episode in last place because this is just I don't like this episode. This very jokey side to Batman. Like I understand a majority of these characters, their roles have been kind of switched into some more of these jokey characters. But come on, Batman's a serious guy. Alfred may not let him do much when he's injured, but come on, Alfred should at least give him a shot with the suits and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's the reason why this is in dead last. I just didn't like how the characters were treated in this episode. Coming in episode 12, we have Inner Parademons. That was episode 8. Basically, after Harley and Ivy had their kiss, Harley's all over the place. She doesn't really know what to do, so she just tries to prove that she is a badass villain, and she does somewhat do that by taking Dr. Psycho, Clayface, and King Shark to Apocalypse to try to get Darkseid's Parademon army to destroy Gotham to show that she is still a badass villain. Kind of a weird way to act to cool off your emotions and be like, oh no, I'm fine, and I definitely didn't kiss my best friend. But yeah, but this episode's at number 12, mainly due to how Harley is. The main thing I didn't like about it was Harley being this character who just kind of being unrecognizable, because obviously, yeah, I understand where she's coming from, where she had just kissed her best friend. She doesn't know how to react to that. She kind of sees that her best friend, she sees that Ivy can't speak. She sees that Ivy is kind of doesn't want to pursue anything with her, but she wants to pursue stuff with Kite Man, and Harley's only idea is to push that out of her mind and try to take over Gotham by taking down Gordon, who also, I'll just say, Jim Gordon in this season, I don't like him. The first half, I liked him, but the second half, no. He was just an annoyance. He was way more annoying than he was in Season 1. I'll just say that, but I'll say that for when I do my tier list video. Yeah, so Inner Parademons, that's why it's ranked at number 12. Coming in at number 11, we have Episode 6, All the Best Inmates Have Daddy Issues. This was basically a whole flashback episode where we got to see Dr. Harley Quinzel meet Joker and Poison Ivy. This whole started because Harley and Ivy were at the barber. We usually see them in the show, and Harley sees this bartender who looks like Joker and who actually is Joker. And it's she just goes back in time and just sees how her origin story kind of started with her meeting Joker, her meeting Poison Ivy, and kind of start to build that relationship between Harley and Ivy. And it's at the bottom just because not much happened aside from we learned the origin of how she met them. Oh, but also if I'm not mistaken, we also, well, no, that happened at the end of the episode. That happens, what I'm thinking of happens at a later episode. So coming in at number 10, we have episode 9, Bachelorette. This is basically Poison Ivy's Bachelorette party. Why am I not able to speak? This was Poison Ivy's Bachelorette party on Themyscira. It's basically Harley, Ivy, Mr. Freeze's wife, Catwoman, and one of Ivy's best friends when they were kids, something like that. The episode was okay. It was okay. We definitely got to see more of Harley and Ivy's relationship romantically, where two nights in the same, like, in the same episode, we see Harley and Ivy wake up in the same bed after they just had sex. And that was just very funny to see how Ivy was just reacting, how she just didn't want this to happen. And I really liked how at the end of the episode, it was really emotional. It was really an emotional strung with Harley confessing her love to Ivy and Ivy just shutting her down. But the reason why this episode is at number 10 is because as much as I love King Shark and Clay, as much as I love King Shark, he literally served no purpose this episode. His whole side plot was him going back to see his father, and him basically getting married to save the kingdom and all that stuff. I just didn't really like that. There was no purpose to have that. If they wanted to, they could have had that for like a separate episode and just focused specifically on that and just like Harley and the crew helping King Shark through this. But there was really no point to have that in this episode. And also the song that happened in the episode with Beneath the Sea, which is obviously a bootleg version of Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. So it was, that whole part of the episode really brought it down for me. If they would have kept that out, this episode could have possibly been up like maybe top 5 maybe. So coming in at number 9, we have episode 3, Catwoman. This was the episode where we see Harley and the crew trying to figure out a way to get into Mr. Freeze's complex, but they realize that they have to get Firefly's flame gun to get through, but they have to deal with a very zealous villain that called like Dr. Trap, I think that's his name, something like that. And Harley realizes that the only way for them to get the flamethrower is to get the help of Catwoman, who is incredible in this episode. She's so good. I don't know who played her in the episode, but whoever it is, A+. So the reason why this episode's at number 9 is mainly because they pretty much sideline King Shark, Clayface, and Dr. Psycho and Psy, and they also put in the side plot where Kite Man wants to propose to Ivy, but he is like afraid of traps, which I don't have any words for that. This season's a big jumbo mess. But so them trying to get the laser gun while Kite Man's trying to propose really is just, okay, Kite Man, focus. You're about to die. Don't do this. And Ivy really trying to figure out what she wants is really another thing that really, and I'm basically changing who she is when she's around Catwoman, really just brought the episode down for me. Coming in at number 8, we have episode 2, Riddler You. This was the episode where we were introduced to Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, and we see Harley, Ivy, and Clayface all go into Riddler's university, and it's really good to see like how how Harley, Ivy, and Barbara, they're all like talking to each other. Like the chemistry between the three of them are so good. It's so funny. It's so unique. And I really do love how it's in a way because of Harley. It's really because of Harley that Barbara takes on the mantle of Batgirl, which is what I really love to see. The reason why it's all the way down here is because Clayface. Oh my god. Clayface's side thing where he's acting like he's like this college girl is like, it's so dumb. Like, obviously, half the stuff on this show is stupid and it's good, but this is just one of those times where it's just like, it's dumb. There's no point to have this. There's no need to drag it on for this long. And that's why I really didn't like it. This episode really, that portion of it really brought it down. I feel like I should say, for all the episodes that I've spoken about so far, they've all been mainly with stuff that's just brought it down. And and it's like, each of them are good episodes in their own way, but it's just something that happens in the episode that just brings it out that I didn't like. So now coming in at number 7, we have episode 13, the season finale, Something Borrowed, Something Green. This episode, basically was Kite Man and Poison Ivy's wedding. Harley, at first does not want to go until Two-Face informs her that Gordon is going to, because Gordon is so selfish. He wants a medal he wants a key to the city, and he decides that he's going to take down all of the villains that are going to be at Ivy and Kite Man's wedding, which was, in a way, kind of a very dumb plan. And just seeing Harley really try to bring Ivy and Kite Man together was so good. Kite Man finally coming to his senses is also really good. And Ivy finally realizing her love for Harley and them actually finally becoming a couple is also something that I was waiting all season for them to happen. Well, really, from both seasons. I was waiting for both the seasons to happen. Alright, so coming in at number 6, we have episode 1, New Gotham. Basically, where we get introduced to the Injustice League. We got introduced to Mr. Freeze. Them basically telling Harley she does not deserve to be a villain. She does not deserve a chance at... She doesn't deserve a seat at the table. And just to clarify, the Injustice League consists of Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, Bane, and Mr. Freeze. 5 of them. They basically tell Harley that they're going to divide Gotham. They're going to divide Gotham into separate parts, each of them having their own territory. And I really liked the dynamic between all 5 of the villains, especially like Bane and Penguin. I really like that. Basically the very failed like rescue mission that the crew has for Harley, that was so good. I really did enjoy that, and I really did enjoy how Harley killed Penguin. Alright, so then coming in at number 5, you have episode 12, Love's Quarrel. This is basically the episode where the Justice League gets brought out of the Book of Fables, and they're basically trying to stop the Parademon invasion, and Harley feels like she's done everything she can. It's now time for the heroes to try to stop Dr. Psycho, until a mind-controlled Poison Ivy tries to kill her. And that's really kind of see how Harley is so sad that pretty much the love of her life is trying to kill her, well, not purposefully trying to kill her, and she's just like, she has to stop this. She has to stop this before the Justice League decide to kill her or send her to the Phantom Zone. And I really loved how when Superman was about to send her to the Phantom Zone, Harley said, "No, take me with her." And I feel like this is just another thing I should say. A majority of the heroes in this whole show, mainly Superman, he is just a complete dick. I don't care. He's a complete dick. I know that's what the show was going for, but no, that's not how it should be. The reveal, Dr. Psycho at the end revealing that Harley and Ivy had sex, and basically revealing it to not just Kite Man, but to the crew, to Clayface and King Shark, and also to the rest of all of Gotham, which was very good and very mind-blowing that I really didn't think that he was going to do. And yeah. Alright, then coming in at number 4, we have episode 4, Thawing Hearts. This was basically the episode where the crew, Harley and the crew, they basically were able to get into Mr. Freeze's mansion, fortress area to kill him, but we really see how, we really get this new dimension to Mr. Freeze and see how he's like, no, I don't want to, I'm doing this for a reason, I'm doing this to save my wife, but Harley being the crazy that she is, and being very much emotionally scarred from her relationship with Joker, thinks that Mr. Freeze is just saying BS, she's calling him out, she's saying, no, you're not telling the truth, you're complete BSing, and once again, like, I understand that this is how the story was meant to go, this is how Harley's character is meant to be in this situation, but just how, come on, Harley, even you're a doctor, maybe you know how villains' ideals work, maybe you can use maybe you can use your Harleen Quinzel brain to figure out if he's telling the truth or not. But I really did like how Ivy was brought into the situation, how she basically told Mr. Freeze that in order to save his wife, Nora, he would basically have to sacrifice himself. And I think that was really a noble sacrifice from Mr. Freeze. And basically the whole point of the episode was love is worth it. Love is worth it in a way. Then coming in episode 3, Coming in at number 3, we have episode 7, There's No Place to Go But Down. This was basically the episode this was the Bane episode. This was basically focused on Bane taking Harley and Ivy to the pit, which, if you guys have seen the episode, you know that that's clearly a reference to The Dark Knight Rises, where Bruce is in that prison where, like, they're literally in a pit. And I really did like how we saw a lot of villains that either we didn't know were in the show, or we just haven't seen in a while. Killer Croc having, like, minor cameos and all that stuff, and villains like Victor Zsasz coming in and just kind of, like, being, like, a side character in a way. But, yeah, I really did like how we kind of, like, got how Bane's mind works, how, like, in the pit, you can try to become someone new. You can try to become someone different. You can try to grow in a way. And I really did like that. Also, at the end of the episode, we obviously had the point where Harley and Ivy finally kissed, which, in a way, people were kind of wondering if they were actually going to take that part of their relationship into the show, and I'm very glad that they did. Coming at number 2, we have episode 10, Die Hard. This was basically the episode where Harley is now matched up with the Joker, or the brainwashed Joker. And she basically is like, I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want to deal with Harley. I just want to be alone. I want to be by myself. Well, somewhat. And we see that Dr. Psycho is now working with the Riddler, and he's basically saying, I don't care. I am going to take over every parademon in Gotham, and I will destroy Gotham, and I will also kill you. And I really did love the fight scene with Harley, Clayface, King Shark, Psy, and Gordon versus Dr. Psycho, Riddler, and the Mind Control Parademons. I really did love that battle. It was so intense. It was so interesting. It was so cool. And Psy's sacrifice was also so good. Psy is one of my favorite characters on the show, and I really did like how they made him how they made his role so unique in both season 1 and in the season 2 with his sacrifice. And yeah. Now, finally, episode 11, coming in number 1, episode 11, A Fight Worth Fighting For. This is basically the episode where we basically see Harley and Joker work together to try to find the Queen of Fables book, the Book of Fables, to try to free the Justice League. And I really loved how Joker, in a way, grew as a character and went from, maybe what I felt with Bethany, the nurse that he was, when he was brainwashed, was real, and he felt that was real, and he had all the memories that he had when he was brainwashed. It's hard to understand, but trust me, you get it. Yeah, but I really did love this episode, and how Harley also was like, look, I can't do anything with Ivy can't help me, I can't help her, and Joker was like, oh, screw it, just try to go for it, see what happens. And I really love how Harley is, in a way, learning from Joker, and I really did love that dynamic. So yeah, that's it. That is all 13 episodes of Harley Quinn Season 2 ranked. There will be a new video. There will be a video of me doing a tier list of all the characters. If you guys are ready to see that, smash that like button. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Electro J, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.